All right, so now I'm going to give you a tour of the Transfer Center website so that you are familiar of what's all on there and you can complete your assignment this week. So let's go ahead and get started. So the website address is transfer.santarosa.edu, or from the SRJC homepage, you can just type in Transfer Center, or from Google, SRJC Transfer Center, and you will land here. So this is our homepage. This middle button, or this middle part, is what we call the carousel. So this swipes through and shows you different things that are happening in the Transfer Center. Okay. And so then down below here, we have 8 different buttons that students can select. If you have a quick question, you can submit it through there and one of the counselors will answer it, typically within 48 hours or so, unless it's over the weekend. This is how to use Assist, which we'll be talking about anyways in this class, but if you wanted to refer it to a friend. How to order transcripts. We have a Canvas resource library for students who are applying to four-year universities. Our campus reps page shows the university representatives for the CSUs and the UC, so each of those campuses, and then a limited listing of California independents and out-of-state. So if you wanted to, let's say, look at UC Santa Barbara, you can just click on UC, or you can scroll down. You can see our rep is Melissa Chavez, who is fabulous. It gives you her phone number and her email. This link here, you can actually click and schedule a time to meet with Melissa, and she can talk with you about, majors at UC Santa Barbara. She can talk to you about housing. She can talk to you about the admissions process, about tags. So she's great. And then over here on the right-hand side, we have just various links. So UC Santa Barbara events, the transfer student resources that they provide, and if you wanted to do a virtual tour, which you'll be doing as part of this class as well. Then we have our e-newsletter that you can sign up for. So that comes out at the beginning of each month and just highlights various things that are happening in the Transfer Center. Our workshop buttons, we don't have any live workshops right now, but we have recorded workshops. So if you wanted to look up information on preparing to tag, you can click on this link and fill out the information. Then you would have access to that workshop to watch. It's usually me doing the workshop. Sometimes it's Robin. And then we have this apply button. So this has information on here about deadlines, there's a GPA calculator, and then there is resources by system. So we have UC resources, CSU resources, and California private and out of state, which doesn't have a ton. So different information there. On the right-hand side, you can click on our services to see how to make an appointment, how we provide services. And then our calendar has a lot of information on here as far as different events that are going on. So we have university reps that have specific times to meet with SRJC students. So if you were interested in St. Mary's, for instance, so they'll be here on March the 31st, you can click on that and it would tell you how to meet with the rep from St. Mary's. I don't know if I can get that closed now. Here's UCLA. So they're doing an admissions presentation from 10 to 11 on April 1st. So you can see the various things that we have going on. If we go back to fall, you can see we have our app reviews that happen. We have various reps who were here. We had workshops that we did. So like pathways to private schools. We had a virtual university fair. We had personal insight question assistance. So different things that go on in the fall to help students who are getting ready to go through that transfer process or need help with their application. So lots of information on the calendar. And then if you keep scrolling down under this announcements, I list different things that are going on at four-year universities. So I have Berkeley, Davis, UCLA, San Jose State, Samuel Merritt, and then this premedcc.org, which is a great website if you're interested in going into the medical field. It's just not doctor, it's dentist, it's eye doctor, it's a physical therapist. So a lot of great resources in there. So take a look at that if the healthcare is an area you are considering. Then going across the top, we have the transfer resources. So general ed, preparing for your major, transfer basics, and a transfer checklist. So you can click on any one of those and it'll take you to a new page breaking down various information. Under transfer universities, we have applying to a university. That was the page we already looked at. We have choosing a university. Okay, so some resources there. We get that question quite a bit of, well, what school has the best psychology program? Well, every school has psychology. So, it takes some research on your part to find the perfect school for you, okay? Because the perfect school for you is going to be the best school. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind. And then we have online degree options. Then the Transfer California is where you would find information on the various systems. So we have the UC, the Cal State. There are a few community colleges that offer bachelor's degrees, and then the independents. So if you click on here, you can see the various information for the CSU campus. And we try to keep that the same for each of the systems. Okay, so the same information. And then if you're interested in transferring out of state, we have a guide for that. Our articulation agreements, going to a HBCU, a historically Black college and university, and then the link to the WUI, which is the Western Undergraduate Exchange. Under resources, we have our FAQs page, we have our financial aid and scholarship page. So we have links to each of the CSU and UC campuses and their scholarship websites. We have ways to get involved at SRJC. So this is particularly important if you're applying to an out-of-state campus. A UC wants to know what you've been doing through your personal insight questions, as well as they have an activity section on the application. California privates often want to know what you've been doing. So these are just different things you could be involved in at SRJC. Then we have the LOTE, so language other than English. If you did not do 2 years of a foreign language in high school and you want to go to a UC, this is something you might want to look at to see, well, is there another way I could do that without having to take a class? Pass, no pass versus a grade. So this is something that you may want to look at. That was changed during spring of 2020 into through summer of 21, I believe, for the CSUs and UCs. So they made some adjustments on that because of what everybody was going through. And then this page is fairly new. It's SRJC to SSU. And so I've just taken the SSU website and basically broken it down because I find their website a little bit difficult to maneuver and find things. So hopefully this makes it a little bit easier if SSU is your school of choice. Then under special programs, we have the Associate Degrees for Transfer, the Lanzamiento program, information on the Bachelor's of Sciences in Nursing, a pre-med guide, information on becoming a teacher, and the TAG, the Transfer Admission Guarantee. And then if you go to the staff page, you can see the staff of the Transfer Center and all of the counselors. And so lots of information on this page. And as you do your research for the assignment, you'll be able to dig a little bit deeper, find things that you're interested in, things that you didn't know were there, and just know that that is a resource for you to use as you continue to do research and you start the application process.